Take one more video of the Mini Neo Geo working before we move it up to the garage and pack it up. I also borrowed a second card here to prove that both slots are working. So Metal Slug 2 is actually in slot number 2, and then the multi-card is in slot number 1. So it's going back between the two. I don't remember what random game I picked here. It looks like a King of Fighters. So this is a track mode on slot 1. Sorry about the reflection. I don't know if that's not the right light. If we can get it better if we turn the lights down. Not so much reflection. Let's show marquee lights still working. Those are still working. The coin mechs are in there. They work. But again, select game to show both slots are working. And then it should be Metal Slug 2. It'll go bang, bang, bang. So sound is working. You can see the graphics are working fine on slot 2.
Metal Slug 2.
And then another thing with the multi-carts, if you're unaware, I'll go back to the other one. You get out, you have to hold player, the start button, or I think you have to hold the start button actually. Now go back to the list, the menu. And when you're on the menu in these multi-carts, I have a 4-slot that behaved like this. You can't select a game off of the menu. You can't change the slot 2 off of the menu. You actually have to be inside of a game to then change it. And sometimes when you do select the game you want, sometimes it will default to the second slot and then you'd have to change it again. But so if we go Super Dodgeball, this might default to slot 2, but then you can change it back. I've noticed that if you do that with the multi-cart and then an authentic Neo Geo cart in another slot, it'll default to the authentic one. I think this one might have went actually to Super Dodgeball. We'll see. But that's how it usually goes. So this one stayed on the multi-cart. And then if we want to go back to Neo Geo, or not Neo Geo, Metal Slug 2, we can do that. So these will be working fine. We'll go through the test menu again to show that everything's still working. So just the test menu down there. Actually, that was the service switch. Here's the test. So we can do hardware test, trying to get everything in the... I think I hit start to go through this. So red, green, blue is still good. We can look at our service LEDs. Again, one counts up, one counts down. And then you just get a 0 instead of double zeros, but those seem to be working fine. I don't think in the last video we tested the coin mechs either. So I'm going to drop a coin in the... Try to drop a coin. There we go. Drop a coin in player 2. You can see it twitched there. And coin or quarter through player 1. And a couple more quarters through player 1. And then player 1 joystick. Up, down, left, right. Then A. Let's hold them all. A, B, C. Player 2, up, down, left, right. And then a circle, then hold all 4 buttons. Player 2 start, and then select game. Then once I hit player 1 start, it'll go to the next screen in the menu. But the test button was obviously working, otherwise you couldn't get in there. And then the service button will just give you a coin if you're in game over mode. So then I'll hit player 1 and we'll go to the next screen. So you can do the sounds. So right channel, left channel, both channels. So then next menu. This cab doesn't have a memory slot card. I don't have a memory card to test it either. And then this would be if you wanted to clear the backup, and then you can set your time and date. Then this should go back to the crosshatch. We're kind of back to where we started. But again, everything seems to be working fine before we pack it up. And then I'll make sure everything's secured inside and then wrap it all up.